Hi guys, my name is Ruth and I'm gonna be your host for today. I'm gonna do some create this book pages today, mainly the intro pages, but this front cover is Animal Crossing inspired. I unfortunately don't have any footage of it because TikTok deleted my draft, and I also don't have any footage of this page, but here you go, a free page that you don't have to watch the process of. But yeah, it's just the intro page, and we're gonna get started with the next page. So grab a snack, sit down, get comfy. This is gonna be a long video. So as you can see, the previous page bled through this quite a bit because I used watercolors. So I'm actually gonna cover up or fill the empty box with a separate piece of paper, which I'm gonna glue in later. And I went for this swirl pattern because, you know, when in doubt, swirlies will do the job. So I went with this pink background and added some darker pink swirls. Went in and did some daintier swirls and some dots. And when it came to the small heart, I just went for a very dark pink and a white background and mimicked what I've done on the background, I guess. I added some thinner lines and some dots. Then I cut the whole thing out and glued it in. Later on, I also put a pink outline to the font and signed and dated the page, and that's that. Very quick and easy page. Next, we have the tips and tricks page, which was a very miscellaneous page. I did not particularly enjoy doing this page, but I just went with these paint splotches and scattered them all around the page. It was just like really quick and easy. I kept adding to it, signed it, dated it, and called it a day. I also later went in and added some highlights to give it that little oomph that it needed. Moving on to a page that I actually like. The camera angle will change because I am an idiot and I did not zoom in properly, so you can see the tripod legs and the palette, the colors and everything. That was not on purpose. I also filmed this on my DSLR. I filmed like half of this video on my DSLR, but it's super tedious, so I ended up switching to my phone, which is the much better choice and what I will be doing moving forward. But this page basically tells you what to do with the book. So, for example, customize the front cover, customize the edges of the book and the spine, and add something more interesting to the copyright page and add your personal touch to this page. Actually, for the edges of the book, I'm not gonna do that because this is actually my second create this book. The first one I didn't finish, but I colored the edges and it, it went horribly wrong and it bled on so many pages and I just don't want to deal with that again, so we're just gonna do the spine. Yeah. But for this page I just went with this suburban sunset vibe because I really like that. I'm actually really proud of myself that I managed to paint these houses because I'm not particularly good with drawing houses and geometrical shapes and shading them properly, so yeah, this is rare and you get to witness it. I also end up zooming in at some point. I haven't done YouTube in like 8 years and I have to relearn everything, so bear with me. The quality is gonna change, the editing is gonna change. I'm still trying to figure out how to edit and what is a good type of editing. Like, I don't know if this format, how I'm doing it right now, is too long. Like this particular sequence, if you really need to see every brush stroke, but definitely give me feedback on that if you like. Yeah, I just ended up adding some shrubbery here and then some stars later, and I think at the very end I also went back with a fine liner to give it some more dimension and clean up the lines a little bit. Oh, also pulling this off snagged on the paper so hard, and it was not the vibe. Then I just filled in the letters on the left page, and I ended up going back and coloring the stars uniform color because it looked much better in my opinion. And then I also signed and dated the page. Yeah. And moving on, we have create a fancy name. Write your name on this page in a fancy way, and then it gives you ideas on how to do so. I actually went with this sky. And there's this clothesline or electricity pole wire hanging throughout the scene, and I decided to put my name letters on there. I don't know if it's gonna be a clothesline or electricity pole. It just looks aesthetic and I enjoyed doing it. Adding some stars, of course. Gotta love the sparklies. And then I cut the whole thing out and glued it in. I did that because I didn't want it to bleed through to the other page again. Then I just dated the page because my name was already on there. Then, one of the last, I think this is the last intro page. Create a rule, make a rule for yourself and follow it on each page of this book unless it conflicts with the directions. Write your rule in the box provided. I went for this pond with some fish in it and a crescent moon in the middle. And this painting doesn't have any correlation to my rule. I just wanted to have fun with the intro pages and not be too stuck up on making them cohesive and all of that, because I just end up not doing anything. That's just how I am. Like, I overthink a lot, and yeah. I also covered the directions in the rule box with masking tape so they wouldn't get any paint on them, obviously, because I wanted to be able to read them and write in the rule box. And I went for this Van Gogh style of painting, like this expressionistic, sketchy vibe. I like painting in that way because it gives the impression that the water is moving, and that's exactly what I wanted for this page. Again, I could have probably cut something out here, but I'm not a pro. I'm still learning this. We're learning as we go. Oh, and also my rule for the book is to sign and date each page. I've actually seen Ashley Monet. She's also a YouTuber. I'll link her channel down below. She said a lot of people do the book like in a random order and start with their favorites, and they end up with their least favorite pages. And I actually ran into that problem with my first Create This book as well. So I thought, makes a lot of sense to do it in order then, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do because she's completely right. And yeah, I still want to date and sign each page because I want to treat every page as like a separate artwork, and I want to see how long it took me to finish the book. So yeah, that's the rule. Oh yeah, I peeled this off so slowly because I didn't want it to snag on the page again. I'm scarred. Then I added this border around the boxes. They ended up really wonky, but you know what? the copyright page said to embrace mistakes, and you know, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Apparently I had it on all of the days that I created them, because every page had like some major mistakes on them, but you know, it is what it is. And then you'll see me sketching my rule. I used a little bit of what's it called, calligraphy, like lettering on there. I only know the basics of lettering. I don't love doing it, so I just like opt for that bubble font that is like literally everything but the sign word usually. So yeah, there's that. And some sparkles, of course. Here's the detail shot. Can't forget to sign and date that page, and move on to the last page, the first prompt that we have in this episode. Create a monochrome. Choose one color and use only that color to decorate this page. So, since I used a lot of blue in the last page, I actually intended to use a lot more green in that pond, but I didn't, so I had a lot left over. So I decided to do something with green, and after thinking for about 20 minutes, I settled for a chameleon, because I thought, you know, cool, let's draw a swirly tail and a funny eye. But it was not funny. The tail was swirly, but it was such a pain in the butt to draw and paint, because if you didn't know, I didn't, or I didn't realize it, chameleons are crazy textured. So I struggled for over an hour to give it that said texture. It turned out fine, in my opinion, but it was a really big struggle to get there. Like, you'll see me going in with so many layers. I cut out so much of the process because it was so long and it just wouldn't, and it was so boring to watch. Like, it's crazy. So I started by covering the whole thing with a wash of acrylic. I actually used acrylic for every single page, apart from 2, in these intro pages, because I don't know, I don't have particularly good colored pencils that don't color over acrylic. I tried it for this one, it didn't work. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna buy some new ones, and maybe also some alcohol markers, because I also don't have those. So we're just working with what we have for now, and what we have is acrylic and watercolor, but watercolor bleeds like crazy, so acrylic. Yeah. Later you'll see me go in with a fine liner and emphasize some more of the details. The fine liner and these highlights that I'm adding right now are the main reason why this turned out the way that it did. It was so difficult to create that texture. I went in so many times. I also added in these leaves on the side to balance out the composition a little bit more. I think it made for a nice effect. Oh yeah, and then I went in with a wash of a mid-tone green at the end, signed it, dated it, and we're done with struggling. Hell yeah. So yeah, that was my first episode, I guess. We're gonna do a quick flip through of the pages that are done so far. So here's that intro page that I've done off camera. The swirlies. Then again, the tips and tricks, which went super easy, super quick. My checklist. We have my name, which is Ruth, if you couldn't tell. And then we have our rule to sign and date each page, alongside with some fishies. Sparkles. Never forget the sparkles. And lastly, the chameleon. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and see you next time. Bye!